Hi, I'm Zane, creator of Cruster, and I'd like to demo Cruster for you right now. You can download Cruster from cruster.io. Just click install on your platform. I've already got it downloaded, so I'm just going to open it. And this is Cruster. So Cruster tries to make it easier to create and manage Kubernetes clusters on Raspberry Pis. So first thing you want to do is go to Image, Download, and you can download a zip file which contains a disk image file which has Raspbian OS with Kubernetes already installed. You can overwrite the zip file or the image file. That's going to download to your Cruster directory, which you can set to anything you want. You can also set defaults for the app here. So I'm going to go to Setup, and then I can add my GitHub keys, my SSH public keys from GitHub, or I can add them from a file on my computer. And then I can add my Wi-Fi credentials and flash that disk image to some micro SD cards and insert them into your Raspberry Pis, and voila, they'll show up right here. And so even if the IP addresses change, they'll always show up right here. It automatically discovers them as long as you're on the same network. So we can SSH into one of these Pis. It's got a pseudo terminal built right into Cruster, and I can show the authorized keys files that it downloaded from GitHub. Let's go ahead and remove that key file. And so now I can't SSH into it anymore. But I can re-download it from my GitHub account, and now I can SSH in again. So that just makes it easier in case you have to reinstall your OS or you switch computers. You can always keep the public keys on your Raspberry Pis in sync with your GitHub public keys. And so that just makes it a little easier, and the objective is for you never to have to hook up a keyboard and monitor into your Raspberry Pi, so you can just manage everything just from this one app. And so I can remove all the nodes or add the nodes I want for my new cluster, and I'm going to make this the master and go ahead and launch. So that's going to create the cluster, and this will take a few minutes, but don't exit or you'll have to redo it. So we'll just wait on that. Okay, so you can see that we successfully created our cluster. We can still SSH into the Pis or reset the GitHub keys, and we can also run a command on all the Pis at once. So we could change the password on all the Raspberry Pis, and you can see the terminal output for each of those tasks, and we can also reboot them all or whatever you want to do. Well, let's go ahead and download our Kubernetes config, and then you can see now we can see all our nodes and they successfully initialize. And we're going to go ahead and apply our file here. And so this is going to create a deployment and a service. So we've got a load balancer, and it's just going to listen to all the Raspberry Pi IPs that we got from our Cruster interface, and that's going to forward them to our web server, which is just a Hello World web server written in Rust and compiled for ARM. You have to compile all your containers for ARM or they're not going to work. And so we should be able to go to any of these IP addresses and have our Hello World web server. So you can see we've successfully created our web server, and you could forward a port from your router to this server and host a website right from your house or from your business if you want. Even if you've got a dynamic IP address, just look up a DDNS and it'll show you how to map a dynamic IP address to your domain name. And so that's pretty much it for Cruster. So I hope you guys found that useful. If not, you can just go to GitHub and create an issue, and I'll do what I can. Thanks for watching.